Hi, this is Janet from the West End Library in Laurelton, Pennsylvania, and once again we are here with a monthly book review. The book that I'm going to speak about today is called Open Season by C.J. Box. Open Season is the opening to a series of books, and as you probably have figured out, the first 3 book reviews I had done had been in a series, and that book series is my first choice in reading. I enjoy getting introduced to and following characters as the stories move forward and follow the characters' development. It's as if you become so familiar with the characters in a series they almost become family. Open Season is the first in a series that takes place in the wilds of present-day Wyoming, and the protagonist is a game warden by the name of Joe Pickett. This breakout Joe Pickett novel immediately immerses you in action and follows Joe as he investigates a situation consisting of a possible poaching violation. If you like the outdoors, the descriptions of the amazing country and wildlife in Wyoming, that is all a plus while reading these stories. The Joe Pickett series involves you in many different situations: murder, robbery, poaching, industrial espionage, and all of it revolving around how every situation and persons involved affect the wildlife which he is sworn to protect. It is evident that Joe is an honest person, loves his job, loves the wildlife, likes being out in nature all day, and is not the type of person to be persuaded into illegal or dishonest practices. Joe's family and friends are a big part of the novels as well. His family in certain situations is not only a supportive force for Joe, but also in their own way help Joe with his cases. In Open Season, Joe's young daughters become involved immediately in Chapter 1. They try to explain to their parents that they saw a monster outside, to find out that a local outfitter was found dead on his woodpile, and that the monster the girls saw was this person trying to get Joe's attention at their house. The story then picks up when a cooler with scratches is found next to the man, containing unrecognized animal scat. When Joe's predecessor, Game Warden Vern Dunnigan, joins in the search for whoever shot the outfitter and tries to talk Joe into taking a job with the company that he now works for, Joe's interest is more piqued because of the money involved, but he questions the motivation behind it. Joe's wife reminds him that she does not and has not trusted Vern, and her instincts are usually on target. As a trail ride up the mountain ends up at the outfitter's camp, a gruesome discovery is made. Speculation abounds, and Joe wonders again why his old boss is on this investigation. Meanwhile, Joe's daughters at their home make a discovery which has a huge bearing on the murder of the outfitter, as well as what was discovered at the outfitter's camp. Joe sends the animal scat that had been in the cooler away to be identified and calls a couple days later to follow up on it, only to find that the package had not been received. Upon further investigation, Joe finds out that the package had been destroyed. Now it's backpedaling to try to find out if anyone else knew where it had come from and to follow up on where it had been found. Joe is again approached by Vern regarding a job with the fracking company he now works for, and as Joe wavers regarding accepting a position with the company, Vern later tells Joe the job offer has been withdrawn. Joe decides to go to the home of the outfitter who had died on his woodpile and talk to his wife. The wife mentions an animal her husband had said he found. It turns out that the animal is one that had been deemed extinct in the mountains of Wyoming. Now Joe is really curious. Joe takes his horse up into the high country and makes a discovery that will affect the entire region in more ways than can be imagined. But his honesty and integrity prevail, and he realizes what he needs to do. While all this is happening, another person who Joe considers a friend finds the discovery that his daughters had made and approaches Joe's oldest daughter, making threats. This friend goes to Joe's home and causes trouble. Joe continues with the investigation on his own and realizes that the previous game warden, Vern, is involved in an illegal venture and that his friend is not truly his friend. Many other agencies and animal activists become involved with what Joe has discovered, and his daughters realize they need to tell their father what they themselves had discovered. C.J. Box's Joe Pickett novels are as intriguing and involving as any good murder mystery, but without all the government espionage as in a lot of mysteries. Joe Pickett becomes a hero that anyone can identify with.